Hey YouTube, what's going on? So today I want to talk about Dino Crisis 2, a Capcom classic from the PS1 era. Now, Capcom has been on the roll the last few years. They did a great job with the Resident Evil 2 and 4 remakes. Monster Hunter has gone from strength to strength. Dragon's Dogma 2 and Street Fighter 6 were big successes. And they're also bringing back Onimusha and Okami, which I'm really excited about. But they haven't said anything about Dino Crisis. And I thought this was nailed on for a comeback this year, as it is basically Resident Evil with dinosaurs. Both Resident Evil and Monster Hunter, they're made in the same game engine, so the building blocks are there. This should be an easy win, right? A new Dino Crisis game would be great, but what I'd really like is a remake of Dino Crisis 1, because then hopefully we'll get a remake of Dino Crisis 2, which is my favourite out of the two games. The first Dino Crisis came out in 1999 on PlayStation 1. It was survival horror with dinosaurs, but what made it different to the Resident Evil games was it used 3D environments instead of relying on pre-rendered backgrounds. The game takes place on an island research lab. A team of special agents are sent in to arrest a scientist called Dr. Kirk, who's conducting research into third energy. Obviously, his experiments go wrong. There's a rift in space and time, which brings dinosaurs from the past to the present day. You play as Regina, and after killing lots of dinosaurs and getting hold of the third energy research data, you escape the island. It was really well received, it sold well, so Dino Crisis 2 was released the following year, and this time you play as Regina and a second character called Dylan. And of course, something else has gone wrong with third energy, and an entire town has disappeared through time. So Regina, Dylan and a team of agents are sent through a time gate to follow them, and when they arrive they find the town overrun with dinosaurs. The dinosaurs aren't the only thing they need to worry about. There are other humans in this time, and the time gate in their boat is destroyed by saboteurs, so they need to find information on third energy to work out how to get home. So that's the setup. Now let's talk about gameplay, and there are significant changes to the first game. Survival horror has been replaced by a more action-focused arcade-style gameplay, and the pre-rendered backgrounds have made a comeback too. So as you go through each section of the map and shoot dinosaurs, you earn extinction points for each dinosaur you kill. You get bonus points for combos, for dealing counter damage, and getting through the area with taking no damage. And you can spend these extinction points at save points. You can buy new weapons, increase their ammo capacity, get recovery items, add new armor too. And this definitely removes the survival horror element. You never need to worry about running out of ammo or med packs because you can always buy new ones. You earn plenty of extinction points as you go through the game, and the save points are never that far apart. Another new addition is secondary weapons. Dylan starts with a machete, Regina has a stun baton, and they both use these to open up different areas of the map that only they can access. You can buy other secondary weapons. There's a flame wall which you need to clear a poison swamp, and a chain mine which will flip some dinosaurs onto their back, making them easier to kill. When it comes to puzzles, there's still a few locked doors that require a key card, but otherwise the game isn't that puzzle heavy. The most notorious one is where a little compy dinosaur steals your key card and you have to chase it around a lab and force it through some vents until it's back in its cage. One thing that is really cool is the addition of arcade shooter sections, which riff very heavily on the Jurassic Park arcade game, if you ever played that. There's one where you're shooting plesiosaurs and pteranodon from the back of the boat, and another one when you're in a jeep being chased by triceratops. And there's another little section where you drive a tank and have to fend off a big dinosaur. These sections are a lot of fun and a good way of mixing up the gameplay. A word on the presentation: the clips you're seeing here are the PS1 disc version played on a PS3, and this uses the PS3's own smoothing and upscaling. The character models are quite blocky, as you'd expect for the PS1 era. The environments are nicely done. There's jungle scenes where you can see dinosaurs in the distant background. The town section looks suitably messed up by the dinosaurs, and there's a nice visual effect for the underwater section. I'd say overall the graphical quality is fine. Arguably Dino Crisis was more impressive with the 3D engine, and the game doesn't quite reach the level of something like Vagrant Story or Soul Reaver. The game uses tank controls to move your character. You're able to do a quick 180 turn with the R2 button. The L1 will switch targets with the guns. Definitely of their time and could be snappier, but still the best way to play this style of game. Now let's talk about the story, and warning, spoilers coming up. As with anything involving time travel, it's best if you don't think about it too much, because otherwise pretty quickly the story will fall apart. As we progress through the game, we'll learn we're not actually in the past, we're in the future. The third energy incident from Dino Crisis 1 has the potential to alter history, which would mean dinosaurs are wiped out early, and as a result humans don't exist. So to prevent this, there's a Noah's Ark project, which will take dinosaurs 3 million years into the future, where conditions are similar to their time. That means they survive, and when the threat in the past has been averted, don't ask me how, the dinosaurs will be taken back and time will just carry on as it would have anyway. But it doesn't work out that way. When the Noah's Ark team try to return the dinosaurs back to their original time, the time gate is overloaded, which means they're trapped in the future. How do we know this? Because Dylan hears it from a hologram of his future self, played to him by his future daughter. And the reason she can't tell him herself is because she can't talk. Why can't she talk? Well, because she grew up in a sleeping pod along with the other children of the last remaining survivors of the Noah's Ark project. They were taught to live alongside and protect the dinosaurs, and that's why they were attacking Dylan and Regina and sabotaged their time gate. Is this all making sense so far? As we reach the game's finale, we discover the Noah's Ark time gate is functioning, but it's a one-way, one-time use deal. And as Regina, Dylan and his daughter are about to use it, there's an explosion, the building shakes, and Dylan's daughter is trapped under some falling IT equipment. And as they're running out of time before the time gate stops working, Dylan decides to stay with his daughter, tells Regina to jump through the time gate, and she promises she will learn about third energy using the information they found and come back to rescue him and his daughter. And that's how the game ends, on a big cliffhanger. Now, we never got a direct sequel to Dino Crisis 2. The original plans for Dino Crisis 3 were scrapped after 9/11 because it was set in the present day in a ruined city. There was a Dino Crisis 3 on Xbox in 2005. This was a new story set 500 years in the future on a deserted spaceship. I've never played it. It might be interesting to check it out as a curiosity, but it wasn't that well received at the time. Now, if you want to play Dino Crisis 1 and 2 today, they've both been released on the GOG PC platform. If you're on PlayStation 5, Dino Crisis 1 is on the PSN store, but not Dino Crisis 2. Hopefully that'll change though. Back in the PS3 days, both games were on the PSN store in Japan and North America, but annoyingly, not in Europe. What I'm really hoping for, if only Musha and Okami both do well, Capcom will then turn their attention to Dino Crisis. I'd love remakes in the style of Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 4. I think the challenge they'll have to solve is the game length. Both 1 and 2 are beatable in about 4 hours. Maybe they could learn from the Silent Hill 2 remake, as that added more content while keeping the spirit of the original game. Or maybe they'll just reboot the franchise completely. So, did you play these games back in the day? Do you want remakes? Do you want a sequel? A full reboot? Let me know in the comments. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.